What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? I'll tell you the fucking story. See that fucking thing there? And that's putting it very, very fucking lightly. Very lightly. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm so angry. I have to cool it down. That's why I'm late, and I'm apologies, I'm late. I had to take a few breathers, deep breaths, calm down, Dale, because I'll tell you, we're going to go into it today. The warning signs was against Liverpool, clearly 2-0 up. Same thing happens today. We've a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. I don't know where to start. I honestly don't know where to start. I'm lost for words. I am. I can't concentrate here. I've about 50 million things I want to say to me fucking self. But one thing that does stand out, but fucking bottle jobs in the back over fucking place. I'm angry. I'm just view the comments and just let them in here, and I'm going to get guys and everything like that. I'm actually going to drop in the link so people can come on as well. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to drop that in there, and then we'll start reading out a few comments, and then we get people on board. So there's the link. If you want to come on, have your say. Let me cool down a minute here. Right, let's start it off. Who do we have? Lenny, what's the story, man? Del Boy, brother, one question. Is the title over? I'll answer it. Yeah, it's gone. It's done. It's cooked. See you later. Arteta is absolutely clueless. Bottle jobs of the squad. Congratulations to Man City. Couldn't agree with you more. 100%. It's volcano explosion time. Yeah, I'd say there's something else going to explode as well. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. Good man, Dave. Cheers, mate. Yeah, bottle jobs. Fucking exactly, yeah. Big up, man. Big up, Dale. Big up, Kyle Warren's Team Talk. Realistic fans out there. They say it how it is. Hey, fucking hell. You choked top 4 last year, and you doubt about choking the Premier League. Sack them all. Boycott the team. Fucking, like, I can't disagree with anyone here. United until Kroenke sells. Exactly, Warren. I'm fuming, mate. Exactly, mate. I know exactly how you feel. Craig, product is the lot of them out. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to Arteta game managing is useless. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Look, I'm going to just get the few guys in here, get them all on, get them seeing what they're saying, and get them in as they come in. Big up, lads. Thanks for dropping by. Mane, I'll start with you, brother, since you've been there. What's the story? What happened today?
Well, the story is simple. While West Ham are forever blowing bubbles, our bubble has been momentarily burst. And I say momentarily because at the risk of being called deluded, there is always going to be many a slip between the cup and the lip. This season has been absolutely topsy-turvy with so many freak results left, right, and centre. So it will never be over until it's over. But today's performance... Thank you very much indeed, Warren. But I will say this. This particular result today is perfect proof that all this stuff about the last-minute wins that we've been getting being the stuff of champions is just utter rubbish, because you can see right now, as was said in the chat, the in-game management is useless. How do you, for 2 consecutive weeks, jump to a 2-0 lead and then have the audacity to sit back and be completely careless and allow them to score 2 goals past you and then nick a point from you? That's 2 points from 6, 2 pivotal games. Now, and all of these people who were crowing about the Liverpool result, saying it was a point gained because we were able to succeed where City failed. Well, we didn't succeed. And I remember saying to Jez Collins on his stream, big up to him, by the way, I hope he can join us if he has time, that the Liverpool game was the game from which we couldn't afford anything less than a win. And so to concede those 2 goals and end up having to share a point was terrible. But this one was even worse. This was the West Ham team that were ripped apart to the tune of 5 goals by Newcastle, who we have to play very soon at St. James's Park, by the way. We start brilliantly with 2 goals, training ground football, as the commentators were, gushing over on Sky Sports. And then a moment of carelessness meant that we conceded a needless penalty. Well done, Thomas Partey, by the way. You made our party fall flat. And Once again, we ended up going into the halftime break only 2-1 up. This was the moment when Arteta really needed to show his managerial chops and earn his pay packet, and he failed again. Let back into the game. I'm not. And let me make something crystal clear. I'm not going to criticize anyone who misses a penalty, but if West Ham had the common sense to take penalty-taking duties away from Declan Rice and give them to Said Benrahma, then maybe it's time that we do the same thing and make sure that Bukayo Saka doesn't take another penalty at least until the end of the season. But then our defense completely goes to sleep, and Bowen is let in. An excellent sort of volley, which on the face of it looks scuffed, but maybe he had a method to it. When you bounce a shot onto the ground, it always comes up at a rather awkward angle. But Aaron Ramsdale really should have done better. And how ironic is it that after earning so many plaudits for his amazing saves, with some people saying that last-minute save from Mohamed Salah could be his Emi Martinez moment, well, now all you top gooners need to keep our former gunner's name out of your mouths. The same people who keep mugging him off, saying he's just a crap Aaron Ramsdale, and then after that Aston Villa game saying once a gunner, always a gunner. Chow down on your humble pie. Not only should he have done better for the goal, in my opinion, but on crosses, he was poor. There's a meme going on Twitter where you see him doing this move like this. Everybody jokes about that, calling it Ramsdale Bhangra, and you see these memes coming up with him doing those moves to the tune of Punjabi MCs or some other Bhangra hit. The only good thing that came out today is that Kieran Tierney got a start, and today, and I'm sure Warren will agree with me, he was our man of the match, the best of a poor bunch. He showed, ironically, that despite being shunned by Arteta in favor of his rather arse-backwards system of inverted fullbacks, he actually is more than capable of playing in the role, but he is everything that Zinchenko will never be. And by that, I mean a much better defender. Had it not been for him, West Ham would have been let through on at least a couple of occasions, and they could have had at least a couple more goals. So I want to see Kieran Tierney start some more games for us right now. And I see Jez in the building. Good evening to you, sir. And I just saw your comment in the chat, by the way. And if Arteta is smart, he will now make sure that Tierney gets to play, because I do not want to run the risk of Zinchenko coming back in time for the Manchester City game and having someone like, a Bernardo Silva or a Phil Foden or whoever nutmegging him and then going on to score. I can't have that, and nobody does. And all I can say once again right now is that if we go on to lose the league from this position, Arteta should be given the blame. Because those people who want to have the penny in the bun by saying we deserve credit even if we don't win the league are really what's wrong with this fan base. If you want to have credit for some good performances, you've got to be willing to accept that the team deserves to be blamed for performances like this today. And this is another reason why, unless we really get our acts together and make sure that we demand better from this team and demand better from the manager especially, not to mention the people at the top who probably won't change anyway, we're still going to be stuck in the same cycle. And there's been talk about a parade that's being organised regardless of what happens this season. If Arsenal have any sense of moral decency, they should cancel that parade if we lose the league. Shame on every single one involved. Southampton now is more of a must-win game than ever, and I'm actually worried because they held us to a draw at St. Mary's. There's no guarantee that we're going to pick up the 3 points against them if we continue to play like this. So it really is now all on the players to make sure they get their acts together, and I still say it isn't over until it's over. You know me, I'm one of the biggest critics of Arteta's management style, and I see Warren shaking his head completely.
It is over.
Completely understand.
Manny, stop talking nonsense. It's over.
Well, we're going to come to Warren anyway. But
Warren, do you want to jump in there?
Yeah, mate.
Let's go, Warren. What are you saying?
How he's sitting there saying it's not over. It's over, Manny. Accept it. That performance today was shocking. Absolutely shocking. There is no way on earth that we're going to win this title. Not in a million years. Just answer me this question. Against what team do you see Man City dropping points?
I can check the run-in and tell you right now, Warren. But look,
I'm sorry.
If we take a look at it,
I respect you, but that comment is just beyond. It's just beyond madness. I'm sorry, mate. It is.
I respect that. Thank you. Sorry, Warren.
No, that's fair. What are you saying anyway, Warren? Do you want to what went wrong today for us?
What went wrong for us today was nearly 3.5 years ago when we appointed this manager. He should never, ever have been appointed in the first place. He hasn't got the experience to be able to deal with a club of our size. He should never have been appointed. We had the opportunity to go and get Don Carlo Ancelotti, and we passed it up to appoint this idiot. I just can't believe it. Whoever made that decision should be sacked immediately. It is unbelievable. You have the opportunity to appoint a manager who has won more European Cups and Champions Leagues than any other manager in the history of the game, to appoint a bloody novice who hasn't got a clue what he's doing. I'm sorry, it is not good enough for a club of this size. Honestly, it beggars belief. And I'm absolutely fuming. I've been seeing this coming for weeks and weeks and weeks. Last season, we bottled a top 4 place. This season, we bottled a league title campaign. How many more bottle jobs are we going to allow this club to make before we actually stand up and say, no, this is not acceptable. We are not having it. We want proper staff in the club knowing what they're doing. Go and get David O'Leary. Go and get Don Carlo. Let's get this club back where it's supposed to be. Not farting around with bloody processes and managers that aren't fit to be in post. It's an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. And this is happening year after year after year. And until the fans wake up and start demanding better, and we get an ownership that absolutely gives a shit about what's going on at the club, it ain't going to change. And I'll tell you something, I do hope they have that parade if we don't win the title, because I want to see people on the streets throwing fucking rotten tomatoes at that coach when it drives past, because this is not acceptable. They've let all the fans down. They've let Jez down. They've let Kyle down. They've let you down, Del Boy. They've let Manny down. And they've let...
just say that, mate. That's fine. That's fine.
All the people in the chat who are Arsenal fans, and then all the millions of fans we got around the world, all of them been let down by these clowns at the club. And it is not acceptable. Sorry, everyone.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I agree, mate. I agree, mate. Like, and I'll just come in because the way I see it, right, 2 2s in the space of what is it, like about a week? 4 points dropped. To me, that's unacceptable. Like, this manager, right? My thoughts and feelings on this guy, right? Rookie-ass manager, but when it really fucking matters, he fucks it up. One way or another, he fucks it up. And yes, I can go on about, the owners, the board and all of that, but let's just look at what goes on the pitch, right? Because that's what you can control, like the results, because it's a results-based business, okay? Why the fuck did he take off Gabriel Jesus and Kieran Tierney? Especially Kieran Tierney, but even Gabriel Jesus, who I thought he did all right today. He got his goal and all of that. But those kind of decisions, when West Ham saw Gabriel Jesus' number come up, they must have been fucking laughing. It's like we handed them a point. We handed them. Banter clause Arsenal strikes again. And what I've noticed, especially in the last 2 games, being 2-0 up in both of them, right? The level of arrogance sickens me. It absolutely fucking sickens me. And it comes from the manager, yeah? I'm all for arrogance when you're doing well and when you got a plan, know what you're doing, and you stick to your guns, even when the heat is on, especially when the heat is fucking on. But when you start crumbling, yeah, and you still have that arrogant mentality, You got to get what's coming to you. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to absolutely get what's coming to you. Like those players today, as a whole, as a unit, as a team, 2-0 up after 10 minutes, we thought the game was done. And they played like the game was done, like we'd already won the title. No. That is not how Premier League top-level football works. The game is done when the final fucking whistle blows. It's as simple as that. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. It's abso-fucking-lute. When that final whistle is done and we get those 3 points, that's when you're like, okay, cool, lads, we did it. We got over the line, blah, 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 blah. We couldn't even do that today against a poor West Ham. And to a degree, I knew they'd be up for it, but I thought we would at least just have enough. Slicker passing, at least deal with the pressure, a little bit more movement, etc., etc. Other than the first 10 minutes, we saw none of that shit today. None of that shit today. And this has been long overdue. These kind of results have been coming because the performances have not been great for a while. Since January, let's be real, home or away. Because you can't keep getting away with dilly-dallying, dithering on and off the pitch and expect to get 3 points every single time when we've got proven winners, a proper manager in Pep with City breathing down our fucking necks. That's the bottom line. And if we don't win the title, because it's still in our hands technically, but I'm not deluded enough to think that we still got like an amazing, great chance. I think it's going to go down to the wire. But this performance definitely doesn't fill me with confidence. And for that reason, right, we don't win the league, Arteta has to go. I don't care if it's by 1 point. We were 8 points clear at one point. Could have been 11. He has to fucking go. The whole infrastructure, the board, the owners. This is why I say bring the Saudis in. Because the mentality either comes from the ownership or the fans. If the owners ain't doing it, which they clearly fucking ain't, then it comes to the fans. And the fans have to demand better. Otherwise, we ain't going nowhere. Why do you think City have been dominant for the last 5 years plus or so? Why do you think Chelsea have been the most successful club in England, never mind London, for the past 20 years? Fucking mentality. And until you sort this out, you ain't going nowhere in football and in life as well, if you want to take it that far. So for me, seatbelts on, lads. Seatbelts on, because it's going to be a hell of a ride, man. Yeah. I'm not enjoying it one bit.
I'm going to get Jez in here because I know that Jez, sometimes you have to shoot off. You might have to do something with Lee, but I just want to get your thoughts on the game. Thanks a million for dropping by, mate. You're on mute there, by the way, just before you come in. But what are you saying, brother?
Well, I've listened to some great comments here, and I've read some great comments here. The fact of the matter is, Arteta has cocked it up. Simple. He's cocked it. It just proves to me what I've been saying. Even though I've supported him with what he's done this year, he can't deliver. He can't get it over the line. And let's forget all this positivity. Yeah, I've seen certain comments here today, and that is exactly the problem at this football club. Delusion. Whilst people were making comments, I thought, I'll look at this. You look at Man City's run into the end of the year, yeah? Compared to ours. They've got a much easier run-in. And they've hit the purple patch at the right time, as they always do. Because they will deliver. They will go on. I mean, they've got Bayern in the Champions League. They've got Man City, got Sheffield United in the FA Cup. Then they've got Brighton away. Then they've got us. Right? Then they've got Fulham away. Then they've got West Ham at home. Oh dear, West Ham. Yeah, are they actually going to turn Man City over? I don't think so. And then they've got Leeds United at home. Then they're away to Everton. Then they've got Chelsea. And then they've got Brentford away. I mean, Jesus Christ, people, wake your fuck selves up. I've seen idiots here that I know are YouTubers in your chat being positive. And we capitulated against Liverpool 2-0 up. We capitulated at West Ham, who are fighting for survival. Arteta, you absolute prick. You went there and you knew you were going to have a relegation fight battle today, and you couldn't get it over the line. You left Saka on that pitch for 9 minutes, and that's the worst performance I've seen all season. He was shocking. And we started it off positive, absolutely ripping them apart, and then we just did nothing. Because this seems to be Arteta's way. 2-0 up, sit back, and that's it. We've done the job, mate. Arteta, mate, you are an absolute more than a prick. I will not say the word on here, but what I'm thinking in my head right now begins with a C. And you are a disgrace to this football club. Edu, you're a disgrace to this football club. The whole management are a disgrace and an embarrassment to this football club, because anybody that's thinking that we are going to win this league, you are deluded and absolutely brain dead. We've done it. We've blown it. 4 points we've lost in 2 games, 2-0 up, and we've blown it. We now go our next game, and we've got to get 3 points. We've then got to go to Man City away. Man City away. They are going to wipe us. They're going to absolutely wipe us, pipe us, do whatever you want to call it. They are on form. We are bottling everything we're doing right now. It's a shocking, disgusting state of affairs. And I'm sorry. Dare I say, look at what Unai Emery is doing at Aston Villa. An absolute decent manager who we kicked out of our club because we wanted this complete and utter arsehole at Arsenal. He hasn't got the knowledge, the depth, the experience to get this over the line. Yes, he's been done well, got great results, but we're coming to the time of the season, people, where we need to get those results against the big boys. And it ain't going to happen at all. And I know tonight everybody's going to be out there, but we're going to qualify Champions League. Who gives a fuck? Because we're going to get absolutely piped around Europe. We're going to be absolutely have our arse raped because we haven't got a team that can compete in the Champions League. And everybody's giddy about it. Oh, yeah, well, it's going to be great, we'll have this parade. The parade should be to Islington Town Hall to get Arteta out. He's done his time. He's cocked it up and he needs to go. Facts. Simple. Del Boy, that's it. And, mate, thanks for having me on.
No, thanks a million for dropping by, mate. But I first want to know who the fuck wanted to organise a parade. Like, why would you even have that in your fucking mentality straight away? What are you parading about? You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, if you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button and like. I'm going to get into Kyle Walsh. Just walk away, mate. Welcome along. And what are you saying?
First thing is, big up to you all in the panel in the chat, and I just want to apologise because this is not going to be too nice. What the fuck was that today? 19 fucking years are we waiting to see this shit today? West Ham United? I want Arteta, I want them all out of the club tonight. Not at the end of the season, tonight. Out. The league is over. And we have fucking idiots still saying Arteta. That we have still a chance to win the league. Are they fucking stupid? I'm fucking fuming that way. This is not good enough. That was an absolute disgraceful performance today. 2-0 up after 10 minutes. What did we do for the last 80 minutes? We did nothing. Odegaard, captain of our club. He's a disgrace. Saka, Party. They're not good enough to win the league title. How long am I have been saying? I might be on Jensen's show. I might be talking to Manny, Warren, the whole everyone. And I've been saying that this team is not going to win the league because we're not good enough to win the league. And we have this idiot of a manager. Out! Parades! Parades for what? Fucking fuming! 19 years! This is our best chance. Because forget next year. And the year after. And the year after that. Forget it! Champions League. What are we going to do with the Champions League? We can't even win the Europa League. The whole thing's a fucking shambles. The whole thing is a shambles. From top to bottom. Fuck off. I'm fuming. I'm fucking fuming. And let me tell you something. What really fucking pissed me off. 2-1. And what do I see? I see Ramsdale and he's fucking laughing.
Yeah.
And Gabriel cracking jokes with Antonio. What the fuck is that all about? And we had to blow the league title. Fuck off with the whole lot of them. Fucking losers. And the fan base are fucking losers too. Fucking sick of us.
Yeah. Well, it's fucking exactly what I wanted to say, Warren, to hear me, Warren. Fuck's sake, Kyle. I'm just... We've seen it coming with Saka played shite for me against Liverpool. Odegaard was shite as well. Like, why can't we even, why do they have to start every game? If they're not putting in the fucking performance, you drop them. It's as simple as that. Any other fucking big team, Man City will do the same. Guardiola will always do that. He doesn't give a fuck who you are. He done it with Jack Grealish. And what did it do? It put the hunger in him. He goes, you're not fucking dropping me. I'm going to play absolutely outstanding in every game that I play. But no, we're talking about a fucking parade. How embarrassing is that? Like, how the fuck embarrassing is that? And that's one thing as well when I seen that as well with Ramsdale laughing and fucking Gabriel. I nearly broke me telly when I seen Gabriel having a chat and a chit-chat and a hug and his arm around him, walking him off the field. If you want to walk him off, you grab him by the fucking jersey and fuck him off the field. We're fucking drawing 2-2 and we need to fucking win if we want to win the fucking league. The mentality isn't there for the players. I cannot see the mentality, the fucking drive. The Patrick Vieiras. We go to other great teams, the Roy Keanes, that will drive you over the fucking line. We need our captain to perform yesterday. We needed him in Anfield. He played fucking shit. He played shit today. His fucking passing was absolutely fucking dreadful. Passing it fucking to them against West Ham. You know what I mean? It's not fucking good enough. I get the whole thing. But Dell, we've been doing brilliant. We have been doing brilliant. But we're all talking about fucking parades. Right? If we're going to talk about parades, start fucking acting like champions. Manny.
Boy, can I just jump in, mate? Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
There's a comment here. It's not a parade. It's about appreciation. What fucking appreciation? And this is a fellow YouTuber saying that. Are you having a fucking laugh? Appreciation for what? You haven't done fuck all. What appreciation for coming second? Really? Seriously? I respected you much more than that, mate. That person. You know, you've been. I mean, dear God, fan base are losers. Look in the mirror. I mean, really? Who the fuck? I mean, come on, people. You know, this is where this club is fucked up. Appreciation for fuck all. What? Appreciation for kicking us out of 3 cups. Appreciation for not winning the league. Is that what football's come to now? Is that what it's all about?
Like Jez, I just think it's the way the fucking world is. Like, you know, oh, let's do a kiddies little tournament and we'll give everyone a little medal. Why? You're in it to fucking win it. There's one cup, there's one trophy, and that's fucking it. And that's
a certificate of appreciation, isn't it? Like, you know, it's the taking part that counts. Bollocks.
That's bullshit. And I'm sorry if I'm raising my kids to try and be winners, but like if they come home with an appreciation, say fuck that in the bin, that's no use. Because when I was young, I have medals. Exactly. You know what I mean, Manny? What you haven't said anything in a while. You've been sitting there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, listen. Anyone who has seen me on Dead Boy Gunner TV will know that I've also been one of Arteta's biggest critics, and the only reason why I said what I said was because I just wanted to try and. I think we've seen City bottle a match before. I believe they wiped out our 8-point lead and drew against Nottingham Forest afterwards, which handed back the advantage. But I am now going to go back into my usual settings and say this. I completely agree that today's performance was unacceptable. And I'm so glad you spoke about the mentality of the players. You know, I don't know what Gabriel was saying to Mikel Antonio. And I don't want to know. Maybe they were ex-teammates. I have no idea. But if you want to have a chat with the players, or as our friend from across the Atlantic, TJ Warren, would say, play patacake bakers, man. You do that after the game. Not when you're on the field, for crying out loud. And Ramsdale, oh boy, am I about to get cooking. One of the most popular tweets on Twitter was about how in the dressing room, after being denied his clean sheet, he had the nerve to snarl at Gabriel Magalhaes, telling him go off or whatever, because apparently he was responsible for conceding the goal that cost Ramsdale his clean sheet. And the people who retweeted that, I think that must have been from the Amazon Prime Twitter account, said, what an example of an elite mentality, being angry at not getting his clean sheet. Well, he lost his clean sheet to a penalty. He should have done better, as I said, for the Bowen goal. Maybe his positioning should have been a little bit better. Instead of flailing a left hand at it, he probably should have moved it a little bit better. And if it is true that he was laughing at the whole thing, and I didn't see that, I admit, but if it's true that he was laughing, all these spotty teenagers, as Lee Gunner would say, who have the nerve to say what an amazing keeper he is, he should be in the running to be England's #1. Again, in the words of your beloved manager, shut your mouth and eat it. What sort of an attitude is that? You get so angry about not getting clean sheets. Why can't you be angry about conceding 2 goals and not seeing your team get over the line? You need to demand better of yourself before you can demand more of others, as a true leader would do. And aside from the goal, I will say that Odegaard's performance was also, again, anonymous, because you just wonder what exactly is his role in the team. It's probably just as well that Odegaard, was captain instead of Xhaka, because once again, let's also not ignore him. And that's 2 games in succession where he's acted like a perfect wind-up merchant. I don't think he was punished today. But again, this is the time of the year when we need cool heads, and our experienced players have got to stand up and make themselves counted. And now for 2 seasons in succession, Xhaka has failed to do that. So, it is all about the attitude, and we need the experienced players to stand up and be counted. And I think I've had a theory about why Xhaka is prone to these moments of hot-bloodedness. Because he's from the cold of Switzerland, he's got to have that natural body heat in order to survive over there. It's a silly theory, I know, but that sort of explains why he can be, a little bit hot-blooded at times. But having played for as long as he's played, he really should know better. So it is about the attitude of the players, and I completely agree. And, it's looking very difficult for us. The reason why I say it isn't over until it's over is because there are still some games to play, but it isn't looking good for us at all. And to those people who say it's still in our hands, I'm worried now. Because again, as I said, we could only draw 2-2 against a team that piped them 5-1 at the Berlin ground. What's going to happen to us at St. James's Park? And with all of the injuries that are coming in, our poor transfer policy and our poor squad management is coming back to bite us. And Saka should definitely have come off after having missed that penalty. Although maybe one can argue that Salah missed that penalty last week and still played the full 90 minutes and still very nearly won it. But Bukayo Saka is no Mohamed Salah. And it's poor player management, it's poor squad management, it's poor transfer policy from all the way from the top going all the way down. But again, as Natsa would say, the one thing we can control is the results. And Arteta has to take his share of the blame. And so all of this talk about how he should be manager of the year, how we should get a parade, no, I'm not having that. And all of these people who are eager to celebrate and just big up the team at every opportunity we can get, we now need to start looking inside ourselves a lot more. Hopefully the Manchester City game, regardless of the result, will be a bit of a watershed because we will definitely find out where we are as a football club. We are nowhere near City's level. And until we get our act together, until the players get their act together and start playing like they want to win for the club, then it's not going to change. So I really can't say much more than this at this point. Well, I mean, obviously I'm trying to be a little bit realistic, but I can also accept that it is going to be it's almost impossible for us now taking a look at the run-ins.
I just sort of have this comment up here because it's something that I actually agree with the upper tier. Niall, big up to you, mate, and check his channel out. It's absolutely quality. But I thought with the Liverpool game, you could see that Saka is he needs a break or whatever, or a mental break or something like that, or he needs a kick in the fucking arse to sort of say, right, we know you're the star boy, but you have to play well all the time. If you don't play well all the time, you're getting dropped. You know what I mean? Or put a bit of pressure on him because he's just can do whatever the fuck he wants. And the whole Izzy Banjax. What do you want to say to that, Kyle? Because I know you're itching to get in.
I'm going to bounce out.
Right, yeah, Kyle. Or sorry, Jez. Yeah, mate. Just before Kyle, do you want to just give a shout out to your channel, Jez? And thanks a million for dropping in.
Arsenal history more. I'll be on at 7 p.m. tonight. I'm going to jump out because I know you've got 2 people that want to come in. So respect to them, respect you, mate.
Thanks a million.
And fucking YouTube bastards have copyrighted me again. They're absolute fuckers. Well, I'll tell you, mate, you'll get all of this when you get monetized. They're absolute bastards. It's 8 months ago that they did it, and they've done it again today. It's exactly the same shit. They say what they're saying is bullshit because none of the content they're saying I've copyrighted is in my video. So fuck.
Here, I'm getting this shit already. Copyright bollocks. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. They can ask me bollocks. Fuck me off YouTube if you want. I don't give a fuck. Well, but anyway, Jez, thanks a million. And here, we're due a show. I'll be in touch with you, right? We'll do something.
Yeah. Take care, mate. Take care, Manny, Warren, Kyle, Nat.
Take care, Jez.
Guys, take care. And have a great show, yeah?
Cheers, mate. Thanks. Kyle, what were you saying there? Sorry, mate.
I was dropping you, or I texted you there to chat there. Gracie May would like to jump on there if you could send her the link.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, I was going to say to you that Saka should be dropped there for the last couple of weeks. The man is fucked. He keeps playing him for every game. If you don't fucking perform off the fucking field, I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be fucking Tierney on Reed for all I care. You're not putting in a performance. Get the fuck off the field. Saka was fucking useless today. He was useless last week as well. Then we're looking to fucking win the game. And what do? Bring on Eddie fucking Nketiah. You must bring me fucking on. It's embarrassing. The whole thing is fucking shambles.
Like,
He
would
takes
you
off
have?
Jesus.
But
And
come
we
here,
want to
Kyle.
win the fucking game.
Kyle, would you have let Jesus take the penalty?
Of course I would. Sure, it's shocking. I don't understand this. Well, let me tell you something then why. I answer you differently. Why didn't our fucking top captain, Mr. Odegaard, Mr. Responsibility, but he still team talks. Why didn't he step up and take the fucking penalty? Fucking prick.
Gracie, thanks for coming along. Sorry it's in this sort of situation. It's great to see you again, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I haven't got long because I have guests.
That's why.
Guests
Yeah.
around. But what an evening! I think my walls are lucky to escape a couple of holes from my fists. It did get a little bit heated earlier, but you know, it's a shambles. You know, we've seriously just cost a massive opportunity for the season, and it almost feels like a lot of what we've done this season is pretty much worthless. What have we achieved now? Top 4, that's it. And it frustrates me more at the fact that, you know, we've gone from where we were and to look where we are now, we've gone back again. We've reverted back to old ways. That shouldn't be the case. Now, a lot of players are to blame. Arteta is to blame, but in my eyes, everyone is to blame. There's no way you can sit here and single out a single player today and go, that's your fault. You take that responsibility. It's everyone. It's the whole team. Because how on earth do you have 7 days to prepare for a game, but be so unprepared? 7 days. 7 days to prepare when they know that how costly this game could be. Realistically, in the form City are in now, it's not impossible. I'm not going to sit here and say it's completely over. This is it. It's done. Because in my head, that's how I feel, right? That is how I feel. Logic is saying it's done, right? In my heart, there is that, you know, that belief that you don't know what can happen in football. For one, you don't know what can happen. Anything can happen with City. Anything can happen with Arsenal, and that has been proven over the past 2 games. Anything could happen, right? But the reason why I came on is I was watching, and there's just a few things I want to address before, you know, I need to get it off my chest because it's winding me up. A lot of people are saying I'm going to try not to get too angry because I got way too angry earlier, and it didn't end well. So the comments made about Aaron Ramsdale, for example, let me just put it plain simple. I don't care what happens in the dressing room at this point on. I care what happens on the pitch. That is their space. They can have the right to say whatever they want in the dressing room. I do not care. As long as it is right and it's about football and it's about the game, I do not care. Dressing room, that's yours. Out on the pitch, and as soon as you enter through that tunnel, right, I care. I care everything that you do on that pitch. Now, let me make it clear. Without Ramsdale, in the past few games, the title would have been done a lot sooner. A lot sooner. He has put in some of the best saves of the season, and nobody can sit here and tell me otherwise. Look what he did against Liverpool. We would have lost at Anfield. Kiss goodbye to that point because he was the only one that put in 110% effort to make sure we secured that. And I also feel like everyone has the right on the pitch to have a go at each other. Gabriel can have a go at Ramsdale. Ramsdale can have a go at Gabriel because that is their area. Defence is their area, right? If you're not putting in the job, you can blame someone else. You can have that argument because that's what needs to be had at the end of the day. It happens in every single football club. It doesn't matter what team you go to. This will always happen. If you've watched the other documentaries as well, we've watched City, we've watched Tottenham, they all do the same thing. That is football. That is what happens. They're going to have arguments. Blame is going to be put on each other, but they will always come back together and go, oh, do you know what? Right. It was both of our faults. It was us as a team because there's no I in team. Together, collectively, that was a mistake. It's not one person's mistake on the pitch today. It's everyone's because they are a team. If one person goes down, they all go down. That's how it works. That is a team, right? It's not just the manager's fault. It's the whole team's fault. There's the difference. It doesn't work without each other. Now, people, you know, it's not plain and simple for me just sitting here and going, oh yeah, well, or someone just saying, oh well, you can't just have a go at someone because of this. You can. It's free speech. You can say what you want. I don't care about what your opinion is. If I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. But at the end of the day, certain comments that have been made today has just, you know, irritated me a bit too much, and I'm going to speak up about it, because it's not just, you can't just blame one player. Or, you know, Manny, for example, you were saying about Ramsdale on corners. Yeah, we didn't concede from a corner today. Or did we? I don't remember. But it doesn't matter if he's shaky on corners. If we don't concede on a corner, I don't care. I do not care. If he's making that save, we need to be quicker on the line. That is the mistake there. We need to be quicker. We need to move out quicker. Defensively, we need to be quicker. We're too slow. Too slow. There's the problem. It's not, if we haven't conceded in a certain way, address that another time. Address that in training, and then move it on to the next game. But it's just, I can't express my frustration. I don't know if it's about the game today or it's the game about Anfield, but everyone needs to take a chill pill. Everyone's angry. I am fuming. I am fuming. I couldn't even string the words together today for my fan cam. I could not even do it. I was trying to waffle to make it go to at least 5 minutes, because it would have ended in 59 seconds. I can tell you that. It's just, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating, but we can't just point the blame. It's everyone's fault. We can't just point the blame. And that's the perspective I'm seeing it from. It's not just Arteta's fault. It's not just Eddie Nketiah's fault. It's the whole team. The whole team have done something wrong, and they need to step up and take accountability for that, right? The decisions made by Arteta will influence the team. If the team don't implement what he's given them, what can anyone do? What can anyone do? There's my rant.
That's motivation, isn't it?
Matt, I just want to come to you, mate, right? Like, what I was expecting today, like, we've been through, like, you know, the Invincibles, stuff like that, like, you know, winning the leagues and stuff like that. And, you know, you're sort of right, we're at this level now. We expect to bounce back. Man United done it for years. Like, you know, let's say they draw or they lose, they bounce back and they absolutely annihilate the next team. I was saying to myself, and I was saying to a few people, we need to show now that we still are in the title race. We need to batter West Ham. We need to slaughter Southampton. And then we're coming into a nice, good run after beating two teams very heavily. And then Man City will think, okay, we need to respect this Arsenal team. You know, are they going to respect us now?
No, mate. I doubt that. I doubt that very much. It's one of those weird ones, right, where it's like you can have opinions, you can have views and all that shit, but new presented evidence can change not just my mind, but anyone's mind. Do you know what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do about flip-flops. Fuck all of that. It's about what are we seeing on that pitch. And I said earlier, Gracie's right. The whole team, everyone should be made accountable, 100%. But at the same time, I look at it and just like, when you're 2-0 up after 10 minutes away from home, big game for obvious reasons, you have to show some kind of composure. Now, there's a fine line between composure and casual. In other words, lackadaisical. We were so fucking lackadaisical. I couldn't believe it. What the fuck were they smoking? Seriously, what the fuck were they smoking? Like it was bizarre. And I didn't see what, you know, whether Ramsdale was laughing or not. Like I saw the convo between Antonio and Gabriel, you know, doesn't look good. But either way, my focus is on why we can't do the basics. Even if you're not at it physically, this has got to be on point. You can't have 10 minutes and then be like, oh, well, okay, boys, we'll just shut up shop. You know, the game's done, blah, blah, blah. We can coast through, you know, it'll be enough. No, it's not good enough. Especially at this point, you have to perform for the whole 90 plus minutes. It's a game of 90 minutes. It's not a game of 15 minutes. This ain't kiddie level, with all due respect. You know, you have to perform week in, week out for 90 minutes. That's why City have won the league 2 looks like they're going to do it 3 times in a row if we carry on playing the way we're playing. And it's been coming. Arteta's arrogance, it works on a lot of occasions, but when it really matters, and you can see out there today, yeah, the players are starting to feed off on that shit. And I don't like it. Because the game is not done until it's done. If it was 4 or 5-0 at half-time, he'd be like, okay, cool. I could see why you're a bit casual here and there. We were 2-0 up. We were there before against Liverpool. Now Liverpool, you know, bigger game, blah, 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 you know, at Anfield and all of that. But West Ham are fighting for survival. And they're in Europe as well. Yeah. Still, there's no fucking excuse. There's absolutely zilch excuse whatsoever. And at the end of the day, right, if you want to win this league title, yeah, you know, forgive me for what I'm about to say right now, but you got to have some fucking bollocks on you. You got to show some cojones. You got to have some guts. Show something. Like have some, you know, as Roy Keane would say, like, you know, impose your personality on the game. You know, have a bit of something. Have a bit of fight. Have a bit of character, charisma. Charisma is not laughing and joking when like, because AJ was doing that shit in the ring, you know, tongue out when he was losing the fight in the last. That's what we're fucking doing, yeah? You don't do that shit when you're down, but you think you're winning because you're that delusional. No, you get the job done by half-time, close it out in the second half, then you can do all the shithousery. We were doing the shithousery before half-time. The fucking nerve. Disgraceful. From top to bottom, management on that pitch, the staff, all manager, players, all of them, yeah, should be ashamed. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be boots flying. There needs to be water sprayed all over the dressing room. Whatever needs to be said, yeah? You know, but at the same time, you got to have some composure. Cool, calm, collective, under pressure. Because if you can't handle the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. Because a lot of these players are cracking. I see it. I know when someone's under pressure, yeah? I've been under pressure before, but again, you know, that's just life. I've never played at the level that these guys have had. But at the same time, if I was there, even if I weren't physically at it, I would give everything. I would make sure, I would roll these players. I was like, you know, come on, lads. Yeah, we're having a bad spell. You know, they're putting a lot of pressure onto us. But what do we expect? Is the Premier League, they're fighting for their lives or whatever. We got to exert our dominance with that level of arrogance. There's an imbalance there. You know, it's not right. And until we get that sorted out, and then we get the performances in order, then we should get the results. But even if we beat Southampton, I'm not confident of going to the Etihad and even getting a point, never mind a win. You know, no, what are these other, like, you know, top gooners and all of that expecting? And whoever sorted out that parade, fuck me. Like, there needs to be an inquest. No, I swear, on-site mentality for some of these motherfuckers, I swear, they need a hiding. Because this is what I'm talking about. The elite mentality is not there. The mentality hasn't changed at this football club. The aim of elite sport is to win. Bottom line. Once you get to that level, it's all about winning. Then you can focus on playing this pretty patterns, you know, the inverted if you wanted to. But look, Pep's not even doing that now. He's like, do you know what? I'll get Ake at left back. We'll have a solid back four. We got Ederson. We're going to play our way, but we're going to be solid enough at the back. And even though they were shaky against Leicester, they still managed to get the win, albeit at home. We can't even do that, whether it's home or away. So I'm not convinced until they pull their finger out of their bums with all this squeaky bum time and all of that. I can't see anything changing. And heads do need to roll. League on the spot on heads do need to roll because I'm getting sick.
You do. I just want to, Gracie, I know you have to just pop out there. Do you want to give a shout out to your channels? And thanks a million for coming on. We're due a chat.
Yes. No worries, Del. Thanks for having me on. I'll just say this before I leave. Sorry. I'll just say this. I've never seen us win. All I've ever seen my whole life see us win FA Cup. So I do not know the feeling of winning, right? I do not know that. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do. But people know what I'm talking about. People who know. I know what I'm talking about. I don't care about my age or my gender. I have just as much knowledge as some other people. So I hope this reaches the person that seems to think that I don't. And yeah, find me on Gracie May. I have just posted a fan cam over on there about today's game. It's not very long. It's about 5 minutes, but it could have been worse. It was due to be about 30 seconds long. So, you know, it is what it is. And let's hope we can hope and pray that we can bounce back on Friday and get a result for us at least.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks a million for dropping by. And yeah, we'll get in touch. We'll have to have a chat together.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers, mate. Talk to you soon.
See you, Gracie.
Cool.
I just wanted to come to this comment here from Dave. No leaders in our dressing in our team when things were not going well. We don't have a player to get a hold of the game. Warren, what are you saying about that? Because I've been saying this. I don't know how fucking long. I've been into so many games. Sorry, yeah, go ahead, Kyle. I know you. Go ahead, mate.
Sorry, I want to have to shoot off there. I'm rushing off there again as usual. But come here, I tell you before I go, big up to you all. But I just want to say one thing and one thing only, right? Big up Static. One thing only. Today, shambolic. Hates have to fucking roll. I don't want to see these pricks here next season, that boy. And I'm including certain players in this fucking squad as well. This is fucking shambolic. The league is fucking over. And people still talking fucking shit. It's over. 19 fucking years for this fucking shit. I hope you are all fucking happy now. Because you're going to be waiting another 19 fucking years. Fucking shambles. I'm out of here. Because this club is driving me fucking insane. Talk is all in.
See you later, Carl.
Losing mentality. Losing fucking radio. Losing fucking mentality. The fan base, the management, the owners, the fucking players laughing and fucking joking today. The fucking pricks. Fuck them all. Go look, lads.
Take care, Kyle. And I'll tell you, there's one lucky football club that are lucky that he's not around today, and it's Arsenal. Trust me, because I'm sure if he was at that stadium today, he would have let everyone know what was going fucking on. Big up, Static, the legend. He's in the house. Thanks a million for dropping by. You were patient. You were in the back room. But what are you saying? Is the league over?
First of all, hello, Del Boy and panel. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, Static.
Fantastic. Honestly, right now, I think it is. We've lost the momentum. I just don't know what's happened. I think since the international break, we just haven't been the same. Like, I don't recognize the team right now. Yeah, and that's twice now we've led comfortably and we've just stopped playing. We've just stopped. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we're 2-0, we're all cruising, yeah, no problem. We can just stop and just keep playing. It's just, sorry, I'm shell shocked, guys. It's just,
yeah.
It's one thing that's happened last weekend, in which everyone was saying to me, "Oh, don't worry, Static. It's 1 point gained." Yeah, we'll see what happens next weekend, which is now today. And we just dropped points again. I'm just heartbroken, boys. I'm absolutely speechless. All I can say is advantage Man City.
Yeah. No, look, Camille, I agree with you. I'm afraid to look at my phone here. It's fucking melting. I think the cover's melted off it because the amount of fuckers bleeding, texting me and shit like that, I'll fucking deal with them later on. But I wanted to get to what Dave was actually saying there a few minutes ago. And Warren, I just want your opinion on it, is the leaders and stuff like that in the dressing room. As I said, I've been to many games this season, last season. I've seen none. You know, what are you saying?
Well, I just want to, it's related to what you've said, and I'm going to answer it by addressing a couple of things. This club, I don't believe, has had any leaders since Patrick Vieira left. We've had, in the past, we've had Tony Adams, Vieira, proper captains. And I've seen other teams as well with proper leaders, the likes of Scott Brown. I don't see any of those. Roy Keane as well, another leader, a proper captain. And I don't see any of them laughing and joking and kissing and cuddling with the opposition. I don't. And I'm sorry, but it's not acceptable. When they're talking about charging £100 a ticket to go and watch a game of football at the Emirates from next season, and they're expecting us to accept that, when those players go on the pitch, I expect to see them giving absolutely everything to get the 3 points, not dancing around the pitch like it's Strictly Come Dancing or something like that, or something on ice or whatever it is, you know. And last week I watched the Celtic Rangers game and I saw the Celtic captain laughing at the Rangers players when they were trying to foul him. Not because he was laughing and joking with them, because he was laughing at how crap they were. Right? And this is the sort of mentality I want to see at Arsenal. Right? It is when we go out on that field, it's that far short of being a war. We are going to war to get those 3 points. All right? And then I heard Gracie saying something earlier about, well, it's not Arteta's fault if they're not following his instructions. Well, I'm sorry, it is. Because he needs to be able to convince them and persuade them to do what he tells them to do. If he can't do that, then it's because he's not good at motivating people. He can't convince them. He can't persuade them. Any of those things mean he's not got the right characteristics to be a manager of this club. So it should be out. It should be out. And as that thing says behind me, 4 years of failure is enough. Every single year he has failed. And he's failed now as well. And I knew it was coming from fucking day one when he was appointed. All of this was predictable because he hasn't got the fucking experience to know what to do. When it comes down to it, push comes to shove, he can't handle the pressure and he doesn't know what to do. So that is it in a nutshell. It all boils down to that. He should have gone off and learnt his trade in a lower league level and then worked his way up like other guys have had to do. The same as the guy who is at Newcastle's had to do. He went around Europe chatting with other managers, like the fella at Atleti.
Simeone.
Him. That game when they came to the Emirates this season and got a 0-0 draw, that had Don Diego Simeone's fingerprints all over it. But then Arteta's standing there on the touchline not knowing what to do because he can't figure it out because he hasn't got the fucking experience. It's enough. Let's end this fucking pointless bloody waste of time experiment and get this fucking joker out. 300-odd million pound this club has given up in prize money and trying to back this fella to achieve something he's never ever going to do. It's an absolute shambles. This is why I want the owners out, because they're not interested in this club being successful. They're not. Otherwise, when we had the opportunity, we would have gone and got Don Carlo Ancelotti exactly the same time when Arteta was being looked at by Arsenal. Don Carlo was out of work and looking for a job. He went to Everton and we got Arteta. Do you really think we'd be sitting here having only won one FA Cup if he'd been our manager all those years? I'm telling you, we would have had our first ever European Cup. We would have won at least 2 Premier Leagues by now. And we would have won a World Club Championship as well. I'm convinced of it. And
I think we would have won a Europa League as well.
breaking my heart to see this. Absolute fucking shambles of the way this club's being run. So, yeah, that's it, Del. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. I'll bring in Central here. What are you saying, pal? How are you keeping? Thanks for dropping in.
Thank you. I'm pissed off from today's game. That is like, I'm gonna say right now, it's all over, man. It's over. Like if we got Southampton next, we'll probably win. If we lose to Man City next Wednesday, I think on the 26th, it'll be 1 point. We'll be 1 point above them. And then if we have to, don't worry about Man City. We got like Brighton and Newcastle. We're not beating Brighton. We're not beating Newcastle, man. It's like, it's all over, man. It's like, I thought 2-0 up, we'll go, wow. I think we could have a chance to bully them. And all of a sudden, like, we capitulated, you know. I blame Gabriel for that conceding that penalty, man. And then once they score that penalty, like, oh, it's you know, that I think there's some, like, I think it's believed that West Ham is going to get something out of this game, and they did. They scored the equalizer after Saka missed that penalty. Like Odegaard, what the hell's Odegaard doing? He's acting like he's Zidane. Just pass the ball. Stop passing the ball like doing these fancy footwork, and just pass the ball into the box. Stop doing this tippy tapper shit, man. It's like I'm like, oh my god, this is like, I'm pissed off. We had all season long, we're top of the table, and now we're at like the old Arsenal dropping points. We're ball jobs, you know. Like, I hate to say this, my like conspiracy is that Arsenal. I think the Cronkies and Vinay and Edu and Cole, they're trying to put this club out of business. I hate to say that, but I think my theory that they're going to try and put this club out of business, putting us in a super financial hole. They don't give a shit about football, man. It's just like, it's a clothing brand and the PR thing. I'm on this bandwagon. Let's get a Saudi, a Qatari, an Abu Dhabi type owner, because at least they got like standards. You know, they don't like peddle a lot of crap about top four. We're able to win trophies. We ended up be the best, like going back to be the old Arsenal again, winning trophies, being the best of the best. You know, we see that over the last few years, like with these clubs. Like a great example, like Chelsea, Russian owner, trophies. Man City, Abu Dhabi owners, trophies. PSG, Qatari owners, trophies. And then I'm afraid about Newcastle, man. They got Saudi owners, man. They're gonna win trophies the next few years. We are falling behind for the last 17 years. We've been in the Emirates for 17 years, and we've fallen behind with no league titles for the first time since 2004. We lost 2 European finals. Actually, we lost 1 because since we moved into the Emirates, we lost 3 League Cup finals. It's like, and that's unacceptable. Losing cup finals, being second place, and all we care about top 4. Is that acceptable? Finish top 4, or is it acceptable to winning trophies and be the best?
If this was any other business, the Cronkies were running, it would go bankrupt. It would have folded. I've said this. I'll just say this very quickly. For the longest, right, Arsenal is being run by trust fund babies. 100%. I agree with you, Central C. It is 100% Ponzi scheme / trust fund babies. Because if it's any other business that's lower than what we're generating, it goes bust. There's no two ways about it. Because you can't be mediocre, charge ridiculous prices, and think you're going to keep making profit over and over and over again. And don't get me started on the war chest. Like, it's very, very simple. Saudi owners, or any owners anywhere outside of America, because look at Chelsea right now. They got American owners, and some of their fans think, oh, it's not that bad. Trust me, we've had American owners in our football club for years, and they've been full owners since, 2018? Yeah, good luck. You know, you've got to buckle up for the ride, because we've been through it. We've been through it, because once we get the Saudi owners, once we get proper investment, get all of these donkeys, these fila de putas, as fucking Northside says, out of this football club, yeah, 100% best believe that. Once we get these fuckers out the football club, you're going to start to see a switch. Newcastle will start not only buying more players, but they'll start winning. The Carabao Cup was a taster. City will keep winning. Chelsea will be, well, I say Chelsea will be up there, but they'll spend their way out of at least relegation for now. But they'll get the old cups here and there because they've always been a cup team, let's be real, even under Roman for the most part. And then you've got Man United coming back. Liverpool, dependent, but you know they'll get the odd trophies here and then obviously you got City in it. This is a crossroads. The fans need to accept that this ain't fucking good enough. Raise the standards or don't bother. I'm going to put it to you straight. All the way funky James Brown settings, right here, right now, Fatboy Slim and all of that, yeah? Raise the fucking standards or don't fucking bother. Don't bother. Because elite sport is all about winning. Forget the style of play. Forget the inverted bullshit. It's all about winning. Carlo Ancelotti went to Anfield and smoked Liverpool. I didn't see no inverted fullbacks there. They had like fucking Nacho. Nacho's been a bench warmer for Real Madrid for years. Years. How can he do a job? Our recruitment's been shocking. We all know this. Vinay, joke. Edu, joke. Garlic, joke. Tim Lewis, what the fuck is he doing on at board level? It's all a joke. It's all a sham. They're scamming at this point, I swear, because as much as the manager has to take full ownership with what goes on the pitch, ultimately, even if the players haven't been performing, because they need to take ownership as well, of course. But at the same time, it's square pegs around holes. Like it's papering over the cracks time and time and time again. Unless you fix the wound, it will never be fixed. It's as simple as that. We ain't going nowhere till the Cronkies are out the door, until the boards are out the door, because we are operating boring wood. And I'll put this to you like this very quickly before I finish up. Not even Barnet would have a fucking parade if they were there or thereabouts close to winning a National League. Best believe that they wouldn't be having a fucking parade in North London. Fuck out of here, man. But we're doing it. Or we're thinking of doing it. No. This modern day football, like this club is fucking finished, mate. I'm done with this, man. I'm done with this. I was gonna say you're a mood, Del boy.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, Warren. I know you have to bounce off, mate. Do you want to just give a shout out to your channel and stuff like that?
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me on, Del boy. And if I've upset anyone tonight for ranting the way I have been,
fucking let it off.
All good, sir. All good.
I don't want to be upset people. Do you know what I mean? But I have to say what I think, and that's what I think. So, but anyway,
keep on the good fight, mate.
We're human, bro, Warren, not robots.
But I just want to say you can find me on Instagram, Warren's Team Talk. That's what I am on there. I'm also on Twitter, and also you can find me on YouTube. And I just want to remind Manny that I do, despite what you may think after my little outburst earlier, I do 100% respect you, my man. And you're a top guy and a great mate. And I do love chatting with you, buddy. Anyway,
Warren, please don't apologize. Listen, the reason why I respect you as well is because you have more life experience than me, more experience of being a fan than me. And listen, I learn a lot more from people who are correcting me and offering their perspective. I'm also with you practically almost everywhere. I'm just trying to be, just trying to sort of delay the inevitable, because I can also accept that without running, our chances are very less. But I'm in agreement with you every step of the way, and nothing will ever change the relationship between us and the respect I have for you. Have a good night, Warren. Thank you.
My friend. Anyway, thanks ever so much, everyone. It's great to see you all. Have a great evening, and keep the faith, and let's get this clown out. Seriously, let's get him out.
Yes.
If we don't do anything else, let's get him out and get
him out. Get him out.
Anyway, thanks, Del. I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
Talk to you later. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Thank you, Warren.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
And if you're new, please do drop us a subscribe in the old channel. I'd really appreciate it. And an old like in the old video. Brandon, What's the crack, mate? You're on mute, by the way, but
Brandon.
yeah, I look there.
Legend.
Man's in the building. What
The legend.
Big B.
Dear boys, that's
Nice
another
haircut, Brandon.
2-goal lead lost again, isn't it? You know, 2 weeks in a row, you can't afford to do that in the title race when you've got a juggernaut of a team like Manchester City right behind you. It's forgivable against Liverpool because obviously Liverpool, regardless of a type of season they're having this season, they're still a good side. It's still Anfield. I don't believe any team's, gone there and wiped the floor with them this season. In fact, Manchester City even lost at Anfield as well. So you can kind of forgive the Liverpool one a little bit. But to do it 2 weeks in a row, be 2 goals up and end up dropping points is just... It's showing that the pressure is getting to the manager, the pressure's getting to these players. And it's not good enough, boys. It really isn't. I didn't even watch the game because I was out on my stag night last night and getting married at the end of the month. So,
Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. I'm a bit delicate today, and I thought about putting the Arsenal game on, but when it went 2-1, I just knew something was gonna happen, and I feel delicate as it is, let alone watching Arsenal bottle another 2-goal lead. So, but again, I can't really speak too much on the game, obviously for obvious reasons. I didn't watch it, but I'm hearing about Thomas Partey making mistakes for goals. I'm hearing that Bukayo Saka had a poor performance as well as missing a penalty. But the thing that keeps cropping up week in, week out, every single week now, for the past, I don't know, it's got to be 4 or 5 weeks, is people complaining about Mikel Arteta's substitutions and the timing of his substitutions. And this seems to be a regular occurrence with Arteta. I keep telling all the big fanboys that believe that he can't do no wrong, that in terms of his in-game management, he's not that great. He really isn't. If you go back to Old Trafford, we're 2-1 down. We've got control of the game, and all of a sudden, my man decides to throw on 4 or 5 attacking players, and we get caught on the counter. You go back to last week, against Liverpool. I don't think he made any substitutions within the right time, and some of his substitutions didn't make any sense at all. The second half, we come out of that game at Anfield, and we just lost control of the game completely. That is where your manager can make a difference. Make some changes, bring on some players, see what make a bit of a change. But Arteta's too stubborn at times, and once again today, I'm hearing we waited till the 70th minute to make a substitution again. Why? Is there some sort of rule that we don't know about where Arteta just cannot make a substitution unless it's 70th minute onwards? It doesn't make no sense to me. For me, going off of what people are saying about Thomas Partey, it sounds like he should have had maybe been given 5-10 minutes after half time to sort himself out and then start making the substitutions from there. But again, we're waiting until the 70th minute to bring on Jorginho, to bring on Trossard, and by the time they've got themselves into the game, you're basically saying to them, look, you've got 15 minutes to sort this out, and it's not enough. It's not enough time. And even then, he realised that he'd made a mistake because Trossard was coming deep for the ball. We had nobody in the box. So then he had to throw on Eddie Nketiah. By the time he throwed on Eddie Nketiah, there's 4 minutes left of the game? Pointless. Absolute pointless. And this is where Mikel Arteta needs to massively improve his in-game management, his substitutions, his timing of his substitutions. The personnel that he brings on and brings off at times is very, very questionable. Again, I'll go back to last week. Why did he have to bring on Kivior? Again, we'll go to today. Martin Odegaard is not my favourite player by all means. And you know, it sounds again like he was having a bit of a stinker today. But if you need a goal, you don't take Martin Odegaard off the pitch. You leave him on the pitch. He's your most creative player. He can pick a pass from anywhere, from out of nowhere, and you're bringing him off. It doesn't make no sense to me. You know,
Boys,
some of
can I
these.
say something as well? When you go, Brandon.
No, go on, mate.
I was just going to ask you guys in the panel: was that the right decision when we took off Gabriel Jesus? Should we have kept on for a little bit longer?
No chance.
This is the other thing as well, right? Gabriel Jesus has been back since when? What, February? Early February?
It's mid-March.
Mid-March. We're now, what, mid-April, near the end of April, right? So he's been back for a little while. I haven't seen him play 90 minutes yet.
No,
what's all that about? Doesn't make no sense to me.
70 minutes.
You know, and again, apparently he was one of our best players, if not the best player. So why are you taking him off? Make that make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, along with the players, obviously, because they have to be held accountable for the fact that, you know, you're 2-0 up. You cannot lose control of a game and give away a 2-goal lead. That's just ridiculous. It really is. So they've got to, you know, be held accountable. But at the same time, the manager is, you know, you don't just have if you just had a manager to pick a team and set up a way of playing, you wouldn't bother having a manager. A manager is also there to win you points as well. You know, the manager can do that by putting on substitutions, making the right choices, changing the style of play, bringing them on at the right times. Mikel Arteta is failing at that. And, you know, for me, I think the league's done. I do. Because, again, today we're dropping points at West Ham, who have been awful this season. I don't see us beating City at the Etihad. I genuinely don't. I don't have us having a hope in hell at the Etihad. You look at the way Manchester City are playing right now and the way that they're just slapping teams about, like Bayern Munich, for example. They've got their ruthlessness back. And we've lost all our ruthlessness. Our ruthlessness is gone. We've given away a 2-goal lead twice in the last week. Do you know what I mean?
Just very quickly, do you just to ask you this question, man? Did you actually think, though, honestly, and I'm not trying to like point you out and like cost you or nothing, but like, did you really think that we ever had that ruthlessness in the first place? Because when, like you say, like when you look at City, how they're getting stronger and stronger, Pep's managing games better. He's not doing this inverted bullshit. Like I said earlier, bringing Jesus off, bringing Tierney off, because he started, but again, he kind of had to. Like, I don't think the ruthlessness has ever really been there. We've had good patches and we've done enough in certain games, but when it really matters, he can't manage the games. We can't see it through. So do you still think that we ever had the ruthlessness, or more so, in my opinion, like we've had good, you know, chances, you know, we've had good moments, but the cracks are wide open now, like where, you know, even before we get to City, we got to play Southampton. That way, no game is easy from this point on now. Nothing is guaranteed. So what do you think, bro?
Yeah. No, you're right. The cracks have appeared ever since William Saliba got injured. That's what I think, personally. Our defence doesn't look as solid as what it has done.
Like, Brandon, Brandon, I don't mean to cut across you there, but that's exactly what I saw today looking at the game. Saliba is Gabriel and Holding can't play together. They cannot play together because Holding is a fucking headless chicken, and Gabriel needs that sort of the stability of someone beside him that he knows if he fucks up that he'll mop the floor behind him. The two of them were fucking useless today. Sorry, go ahead. I just had to get that point because I know I would have forgot about it.
You're right, bro. But the point is, right, is since Saliba has come out of our defence, Gabriel has been solid for Arsenal this season. Absolutely bang on solid. Saliba's been excellent as well. But if you look at our fullbacks, for example, right, Ben White can defend to a degree, a decent degree. Zinchenko can't defend, full stop. Yeah, Zinchenko is Trent Alexander-Arnold, the Ukrainian version. He is. You know,
True.
Less pace as well.
When you've got, like, for example, when you've got Zinchenko at left back, can't defend. You got Gabriel, who's, you know, been solid, like I say. Then you've got Rob Holding, who can't defend. You got Ben White, who's not the greatest defender. All of a sudden, big cracks appear. You know, when we're playing this inverted shit, a lot of the time, our centre backs are being pulled out wide. You got Rob Holding going out wide to cover for Ben White, a guy who can't. You know, Rob Holding can't defend. The guy's fucking crap, absolutely crap. So that's when the cracks have started to appear for me. But if you also remember rightly, I lost my shit big time when we lost to City at the Emirates, because I thought that was our opportunity done. You know, if you can't beat them at the Emirates, especially with the way that they was playing then compared to how we was like playing back then as well, if you can't beat them at the Emirates, you don't stand a chance of beating them at the Etihad now. You know, City, as you said, Nate Starr, they've progressively got better and better throughout the season. We've slowly, and I mean slowly, started to decline towards the end of the season. You know, we're dropping points now. We wasn't dropping points before. You know, even if you go back to the Everton game, we lost that game, but we literally bounced back straight away. Bang. Now, we're not bouncing back straight away. The players don't look. And, you know, I was reading some comments in one of the chats as well, and there was people trying to make excuses, like saying, "Oh, it's because we got a thin squad." We're playing one game a week. What are you fucking on about?
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of us going out of the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Europa League to Sporting Lisbon is because we've got a thin squad, so we can only concentrate on one thing at a time. We've got bigger fish to fry, they all said. Now we're playing one game a week, and yet the thin squad is the excuse that we're being fed. What a load of shit.
The fish ain't still cooked, mate. The fish is yet to be cooked.
So predictable.
Like, I just want to go to this comment here, Connor. I sort of get what you're saying, and probably about a month ago, I'd be 100% agreeing with this comment. But we're playing one game a week. I'm fucked. I'm fucking sick of hearing people now. We need to rest players and this and that. Fuck off. You've one game a week. If you're only a young flip, if you're not fit enough to fucking play, fuck off out of the club. I don't want you at it. And it's as simple as fucking that. I think there's no fucking ruthlessness of management style, because today in the dressing rooms, I would have fucking broke every fucking door going into the fucking thing after the game. And I'm sorry for cursing, but I get this fucking, I'm sorry. I would have fucking kicked the fuck out of every fucking bin or fucking end that's in my way, because it was not acceptable. It's simple as that. You're winning 2-0. You should have the fucking balls to hold it. But they fucking didn't, and they fucked it away. TJ.
And again, you know, you can say about, you know, going in and kicking doors and stuff like that, but Arteta's part to blame for that, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like when it goes 2-1, when it goes 2-1 and we've got no control of the game, it's up to the manager to change it. You know what I mean? And he did fuck all again, like he did against Liverpool. We in that second half against Liverpool, we literally sat back and defended for 45 minutes. And my man was expecting us to not concede. Fuck me. Like, for 45 minutes, we're defending at Anfield. We can't get out of our own area. And he's expecting us to not concede. Like, it doesn't... The guy is a complete and utter novice, and he's useless when it comes to, you know, in-game management and winning Arsenal points from a managerial perspective. Yeah, okay, his team looks good. We play a decent style of football. But again, if we go back through the games this season, like, think about how many games we've played and Arsenal started quickly. Like, when I say started quickly, I mean, like, we've scored 2-3 goals in the first 20 minutes and the game's over before the manager even has to do anything like a substitution. It's done. But when it becomes a bit more reliant on him to kind of change the game in our favour, he's failing. He's failing. Every time he's done it this season, we've failed. We failed at Old Trafford. We failed at Anfield last week. We failed again today. All down to the manager and his in-game management and changing the fortunes of what's happening on the pitch. Yeah, the players have to take some blame because they shouldn't be allowing shit like that to happen in the first place, and they should have a bit more about them. They're only playing one game a week, as we've already pointed out. But at the same time, if it's not happening, and you can clearly see it's not happening, like I'll go back to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is not himself in that game today. Fucking take him off, regardless of whether it's Thomas Partey or not. It doesn't matter. Instead, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring off our best player in Gabriel Jesus. Well done, mate. You know, you just cost us more points and probably the Premier League title as well.
Look, this goes down to the whole thing in January as well and the summertime. We didn't fucking get the players we needed, especially in January. And I'm not even talking about Arteta. I'm talking about the backroom people who do all the transfers and all this shit. Arteta was probably screaming out for a defensive midfielder. If Partey plays shit, if he's injured, if Saka, you know what I mean? We need someone else. Jorginho, not the answer for me. I'm sorry. He's just not, you know. But TJ, you've been sitting there waiting patiently. I want to bring you in, mate. I want to ask you on Arteta. There's a lot of stuff, people here. He has to go. I'm not asking you the question, does he have to go? What do you make of his performance today? Did he get it right from the start?
Well, first of all, again, Doughboy, thank you again for having me on. I had to go on my channel and have a little bit of a cathartic rant, so I'm sorry I was a little late. I had a true Gunners, I had a Brando level rant. Probably not as articulate as him, but it was bad. So I don't blame Arteta for. I think he had it right at the beginning. The problem is that the players didn't show up, and they were absolutely done cowards today. They didn't have it. They just didn't have it. The problem that I have with this team and Arteta as well is that as soon as we run into any sort of adversity, we wave the white flag and we capitulate. You saw that in the midfield today. After we conceded, Partey was absolutely lost all game, but that first goal was his fault. You can blame Gabriel for the bad takedown in the box, but if Partey can control the ball and doesn't give it up in the midfield like he did, that goal doesn't happen. So our midfield is absolutely shocking today. So where I blame Arteta is how he reacted to the adversity, and how the leadership on this team reacted to adversity. And that's where it all went fucking tits up. We were done. We were done after that first goal, and we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Big up, Static. We knew it was coming, guys. We knew it was coming. It was rinse and repeat, like Anfield. And we were saying in our chat, Anfield, London Stadium is an Anfield. We still got it. The players didn't have it. The players didn't have it. TJ. And this is where I literally have to call into question not only the leadership of Arteta, but the leadership of the so-called captains of this team. Saka, Odegaard, Ramsdale. There was nobody yelling at anybody on that team. It was we were up 2-1 and it was still laughing, buddy, ha 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 bullshit. There was no seriousness. There was no intent whatsoever. And that's where, I think Martin Odegaard is more of a lead by example kind of guy, where he's going to go out there and he's going to play and he doesn't really need to say much, or at least you think he doesn't need to, or Arteta doesn't think he needs to. But the guys who needed to be vocal and needed to show some actual leadership out there were selfish, were silent, and we paid for it against relegation fodder. So do I blame Arteta? Partially, but you gotta lay some of this on the players too, because they were absolute cowards out there. Now I'm mad again. Fuck.
Can I ask you a question, TJ? Is there an element, you think? Is there an element of, oh well, it's only West Ham, they're 15th, we'll just turn up and get the 3 points?
It's part of it. That's absolutely part of it. You know, and that was why they were out there joking around, not showing any. I mean, they looked like they were on vacation out there still when we were up 2-1, and I'm just like, hey guys, we're under pressure. They had double the possession that they had in the first half and the second half. West Ham showed up. David Moyes showed up.
Yeah, like it's one thing, TJ. Like when you're playing away in West Ham to a David Moyes team, you know what I mean.
Yep.
If they get the sniff of 2-1, they smell blood. They're going to get the goal, and by Jesus, they might just set pieces, corners, and then you're not going to score against them. He's throwing the bus, everything at it. That was a huge point for them today. They needed that, and I'm just looking what Nasir actually said today, just there, and it just reminded me about Smith Rowe was on the bench. Why was he not coming on? You know what I mean? We were 2-2, and I know he takes Thomas Partey off, but he took fucking Kieran Tierney off, which I thought was doing okay, and Jesus. Why are you
Tierney
taking them off? You know what I mean? Take off Partey. Saka was fucking shit today. Odegaard was shit. Put on Smith Rowe. Let him run at them. You know what I mean? Fuck me.
Something still has to be wrong with Smith Rowe. Sorry to interrupt you. Something still has to be wrong with Smith Rowe. There's either a relationship problem with Arteta, or Arteta doesn't necessarily believe he's 100% fit or mentally there. I don't know what it is, because the Emile Smith Rowe of last season, I would throw on in the second half 110% of the time in that situation. So there's something that we're not hearing about with Emile Smith Rowe. There's something going on there.
Yeah, and it's static. He's just going there. Can you hear me, mate? I'm not sure if he's going or not.
Sorry, man. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, you're fine. What just on the Kieran Tierney thing, we sort of see the way I'm just wondering what Connor is saying here. We're going to talk about Kieran Tierney starting playing inverted into the midfield. It's clearly an Arteta tactic, not just meant for Zinchenko. You see, this frustrates me. Kieran Tierney is a left back. He's great at going up and down. He's like Robertson off Liverpool. That's what he does. Mm-hmm. That's what he is really good at. Why are we fucking him into midfield and trying this stuff? You're playing West Ham. You don't need to fucking reinvent the wheel. Just play the fucking game. What are you saying?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. If it's true, I'm not too happy about that. Playing Tierney as an inverted midfielder, just play him in his natural position. To be honest, I didn't think the first 20 minutes he wasn't great, but afterwards he started to play a little bit better. But I'm trying to cut him some slack because he hasn't started for quite some time, so it's just one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy we took him off as well, to be honest. I didn't understand that. So because we had no width afterwards. So although when Nelson came on, we didn't have that width again, and then I don't know, but he kept playing it backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. Just I only see him put one cross in, maybe two, but I don't know, boys. It's just I'm still really irritated that Jesus went off when we needed a striker. We needed at least another goal. It's just you can tell my voice. I'm crestfallen, boys. So it feels like a defeat.
It all went pear-shaped. It all absolutely went pear-shaped. Like the whole invertedness. I know I keep saying this, but it doesn't fucking work. And this is a problem when you have hipster managers. I'll give you a great example. I'm sure all of you guys can agree with me on this, yeah? Nagelsmann, apparently the best young coach in the world, along with Arteta, of course. And look what's happened to him. He got sacked on a skiing trip, wherever the fuck he was skiing with his missus or whatever girlfriend. I don't know, to reach their own and that.
I agree with you.
It's just fucking mad. It's absolutely mad. If you play a left back just as a left back, you're going to get the best out of him. And I agree, it is an Arteta tactic. His tactics are fucking us over. Never mind the thin squad, never mind the useless ball, because we knew that before the start of the season anyway. Arteta and those players are not only underperforming, they're underwhelming, they're under pressure, and they're under serious threat of getting coated once this fan base fucking fully realise that, look, we don't have the minerals. Never mind about what we should or shouldn't have done in January, yeah? even with the players that we've got now, a better manager like Don Carlo, yeah, like I said before, Liverpool have been dismantled by Real Madrid with four proper defenders playing as they should in each position. Left back, right back, 2 centre backs, and the goalkeeper. Yeah, the goalkeeper had a howler, but so did Alisson. It is what it is. But they absolutely destroyed Liverpool. Why couldn't we do that? You know, switch it up a bit. I thought Arteta was meant to be the best young coach in world football.
No, the thing,
genius
Best in the world.
like, the thing about it is
facts.
Like the thing about it is not, and you hit the nail on the head there. It's basically Tierney's a left back, keep him at left back. Today, I'll tell you today, we had a match today. I managed my son's under 11s team. Okay, I put my son plays exactly like Kieran Tierney. That's the way he plays. I tried to put him into left midfield today. He was fucking shit. And I said it to him. I said, you're not a midfielder. I'm sorry. I put him back in the second half. I put him back into left back, and he was probably man of the match after that. You know what I mean? So
there you go, mate. If you can see it, why can't Arteta see it? It's basics. It's basic. Yeah. It's basic understanding of football fucking knowledge. If you play players in their best position, guess what? You're going to get the fucking best out of them. But no, these top gooners, these soy boys, these spotty teenage cunts, excuse my lingo, but like, I'm sick of all of them. I'm not even going to blame it on overseas fans because like I've got a lot of time for, you know, Alex, Southern Gooner, yourself, TJ, and others that at least get it. We may not agree on absolutely everything. Big up Brandon, my dog, and all of that shit. Static, Del Boy, Central Man, like Manny, in this, everyone like on this panel today. For the most part, I agree with them. But at the same time, even with certain elements that we agree or disagree, at least there's one common theme, one common ground. We're all singing from the same hymn sheet. There's none of this toxic positivity of, oh yeah, well, we weren't quite at it. The players were tired. I smoke. I drink every now and then. You think I can't put in a fucking shift every fucking week on 100k a week and all of that? Yeah. I'd be having the time of my life. Peugeot, drive of your life and all that shit. Up and down the wing.
I think
in midfield, bossing it. The strikers, like Jesus, like the front three, interchangeable. Arteta don't have it. And this is what I want to say, you know, but before I forget, yeah. If you have a rookie manager, expect rookie results. Let me say that one more time for the cheap seats in the back, yeah? If you have a rookie manager, expect rookie results. The guy clearly is lacking, been lacking 4 years to even get to this point, is not fucking good enough. Let me give you this another analogy, yeah? And this is the way I've seen, because I've seen Arsenal win a couple of league titles, yeah? I'm not going to lie. Champions League, you know, like heartbroken when I was a kid, all of that shit, yeah? If you got a girlfriend, right? I don't, but just for argument's sake, like if you got a girlfriend, right, yeah, and then you're having a few issues here and there, but for the last like however long, like 10 years or so, and it's coming up to 20. The first 10 years have been great, but the last 10 years have been more than a roller coaster. Let's just put it that way, right? And you know, she might have texted this other guy, cheated, whatever the case may be, you know, just pissing you off, whatever the case, whatever she could do to annoy you, whatever. And then she's like, "Oh, babe, I'm sorry. You know, I know I've let you down, but just give me one more chance. Just give me one more chance. Biggie Small seconds. Just give me one more chance, please." And then you're just like, "Okay, all right. I'll give you one more chance." And then she does it again. Same thing happens, and then you're just like, "I shouldn't, but okay. I'll give you another chance." But then the third time it happens. And at that point, even with the second time, you got to, where's the cutoff point? Basically, that's the point I'm making. Where is the cutoff point? It's that girlfriend that lets you down over and over and over and over again. You got to cut it off. Sometimes things just aren't meant to be. That's life. It is what it is. She'll move on. You have to learn to move on. And a lot of these Arsenal fans, basically, what I'm getting to is you have to learn to move on, like with Wenger. Especially with the whole top four as a trophy bollocks. I never bought that. But also with the fact that Arteta, he may be a decent coach, even a good coach, one day. But right now, he ain't it. He should never have got this job. He should have learned his trade in the Spanish Segunda, you know, second division or whatever. He should have learned his trade in the Championship, Football League. where you can do all this inverted fullback and bamboozle the rest of League One, League Two, even the Championship to a degree, and then maybe get to a Premier League job. Like, you know, because at this point, yeah, he may not be worse than Lampard, but fuck me. He's giving it as good as he's getting right now. And with this setup that we've got, I am not convinced that we're going to get anywhere further anytime soon under this regime, with these owners, this useless fucking dead-ass fucking board, this manager, the staff that we have, because I'm not convinced by the coaches, the recruitment sucks, been sucking for a long time. The scouts, I don't even think we have any scouts at the moment. I mean, that's disgraceful and sackable in of itself. And then
I don't think we do.
The players not good enough as well. And it's as simple as that.
Nats, you hit you were saying there about, like, you know, fit enough, the players not fit enough and stuff like this. I'm on the same boat as you, like, you know what I mean? Come on, they're young fellas, professional footballers, they're fit. If you're on the bench, you're in the squad, you're fit enough to play. You know what I mean? Yeah, I live, my front garden basically is a fucking football pitch, and I'm not joking. I like literally.
Yeah, I've seen it. Don't your vlog,
yeah. So
the channel.
I had yesterday evening. Yesterday evening. I was off chilling out, watching the match. I said, you know what? I'll have 2 pints. Had 2 pints of Guinness. Finished them up. The young fella goes, Dad, do you want to come out for a game of ball? Fucking right I do. I was out there. I was like Beckham. I was pinging them in left, right and centre. You know what I mean? If I can do that with 2 fucking pints on me, what can these fuckers do when they're fucking professional footballers? You know what I mean? It winds me up.
Look, I agree. I agree with you, Del Boy. Like, but here's the thing: instead of resting players, why don't we drop the fucking players that ain't been performing? Saka's not been performing. Whether he's fit or not, that's up for debate. What's not up for debate with anyone, I don't give a fuck who it is that he's not been performing. And we're in a position where we can drop a Saka for a Trossard. Yep. Maybe, even against Southampton, drop Saka and Martinelli for Nelson and Trossard. Give that a go, at least for 45 minutes, see where we're at. And if it's a bit, you know, squeaky bum time, things are getting a bit shaky, then you bring them back on and be like, okay, I dropped you because you deserve to be dropped. Now, bring your ego down a level, maybe more so with Martinelli than Saka, or either way, yeah? Now, go out there and show why you're worth 200, 300 grand, maybe even 400 grand a week. Lord of mercy, but still, like, you know, I'm not going to get too much into that, but earn your stripes. Earn your stripes.
Let me piggyback off you. Let me piggyback off you, Natster, and say that Zinchenko should be dropped as well for a run and give Tierney a run. Yeah. Tierney was wonderful today. He is everything that Zinchenko isn't. If I never see Zinchenko with that ridiculous inverted style, leaving gaps on the right side of attack and our left of defense to be exploited, it will be too soon coming this run in. No, Tierney does not deserve blame today. Response to Fuad, normally we'd cook in these situations. Tierney did everything that Zinchenko would normally do and more. So let's put this whole glass leg left back, get him out of my club nonsense to rest.
No, 100%. I agree with you, Manny. And here's the thing, right? I think personally, and I truly believe that it is a tactic from the manager, whoever plays left back. Saka can play left back. He's still going to want to invert him. Do you know what I'm saying? This invertedness crap has to end. If Pep is not inverting his fullbacks and he's just going with Ake, who's a centre-back by trade, but he can fill in, do you know what I'm saying? Because he's good enough on the ball and he's competent enough defensively. Why can't we just have Tierney there? You know, he's not started a lot of games this season. So there's not, especially with where we're at right now towards the end of the season, there's not really much danger of him getting injured. Do you know what I'm saying? It can happen, but I don't think it will. So why don't we just have him in there as an out-and-out fucking left-back? What is so fucking complicated? As Gordon Ramsay would say, why is it so fucking complicated? And all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing about it is, like, today it was, well, no disrespect to West Ham or whatever, but it was West Ham. You can just play him in left-back. You don't need to fuck him into midfield and out of position. Why are you doing that? Like, you know what I mean?
It's committing suicide. It's committing suicide.
Sure, I think Connor actually said it there. We've no plan B. Just play fucking Holding can't play this thing of, let's say if Tierney's pushing into midfield, Gabriel has to go out to the left a bit, and then Holding is the centre fucking defender. He can't do that. He shits himself.
And then Xhaka has to fill in that left wing back role.
Yeah.
It don't work.
It doesn't work, and it fucking doesn't. Like Rob Hairline, he's just thinking about, my fucking hair. Is my hair okay in my band?
Hair Studio and all of them ones, like Shane Warne and all of that.
Fuck's sake. But what you were saying there is about dropping them. I'd fucking drop Saka, Odegaard, and Martinelli. I'd drop them for the Southampton game. I don't want to see them in the team. Dale, you're harsh. We haven't a clue what you're talking about. You turned them up and just go, you've been playing fucking useless lately. Shite. You're not playing today. Fuck off. Right? You say that as a manager. Say it to them. Because they're playing for the club. They're getting top fucking wages. They have to fucking listen to you because you're the manager. Okay? Then the Man City game, you're playing this week. Prove me fucking right. Or prove me wrong. Prove me fucking wrong. Go out and fucking destroy them. And come up to me when you score a goal, when we win, and give me a finger to me face and say, you were fucking wrong to drop me. You will not drop me again. Do that to me. That's what I want.
Too comfortable. Excuse FC and too comfortable. Like these players, they're not getting dropped.
Del Boy. Here's the difference between you and the players on this team. They do not have the cojones. They do not have the balls to take criticism like that. I really think the Premier League player, given a few diamonds in the rough, would just be shattered by that kind of treatment. And that's why this league is so fucking soft right now, is that they cannot take criticism. And I really do think that Arteta dances around certain players on this team. Saka should not have been in the game any longer than he was. Like, he should have been taken off, in my opinion, at the half. He was shocking. He was shocking today. And then you go and let him take a penalty when he's in that kind of form. It shows a complete lack of not only ambition but touch with the game and what's going on in the game.
Common sense.
That's really what got, like, when I saw Saka step up for that, I'm like, why isn't Jesus? Why isn't Jesus taking this? Like, you had the feeling when he was stepping up, you could kind of look at his body language and know he's gonna fuck this. He's gonna fuck this.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry for the language because I'm still fuming, but like I just cannot believe that like getting back to what you were saying, I just don't think that Arteta has the balls to tell these players, look, you guys are playing like shit. I'm gonna bag you, Martin Odegaard. I'm gonna bag you for Fabio Vieira. That's how bad you're playing. Is that I'm going to bag you for the Portuguese guy that we should have on loan. Prove me wrong. And I think that would shatter him, to be honest. What we saw today out of Martin Odegaard is why Real Madrid didn't want him.
Facts. Not many players leave Real Madrid and get better. The only player that has been sold by Real Madrid and gone on to do even remotely of a madness, but I think he's done a madness, was Iron Robin.
Yep.
Name me another player. That's left Real Madrid for whatever reason, gone on to do bits. Iron Robin's the only one. He's the only one.
There's a reason Real Madrid or Real Madrid, and that's their facts. There's a reason Real Madrid or Real Madrid. If they don't keep a player, there's a fucking reason why they don't.
They rarely get it wrong,
and they see it. And I'll make this point, and then I'll shut up. They see it like we're top gooners are going to be like, you know what? Martin Odegaard played great. That goal was incredible. What did he do after that? He disappeared. He is Casper the Friendly Ghost. He's invisible out there. No leadership, no direction. He was giving the ball away in the midfield. He's supposed to be our midfield general. This guy.
And that's what I've always said.
Captain. He's supposed to be following behind. Yeah.
He has to be captain. Odegaard is not captain material.
Yep.
This is the guy that is wearing the same armband that Patrick Vieira wore.
Yep.
Tony
and
Adams,
that's the standard we have.
All of them man there. Yeah, all of them man there. I want Kieran Tierney. I don't give a fuck. Not only should he start for the rest of the season, he has to be captain. Even though Xhaka would be a better option than Odegaard, I don't even want him as captain. Now, if I was Arteta, I'd be looking at it as like, Tierney, you're my guy now. Whatever happens, in the end of the season, yes, it can be salvageable technically, but I'm going to make the right choices, the right decisions until the end of the season. Tierney, you're starting and you're captain. Odegaard, drop. Saka, drop. Martinelli, drop. You know, if El Nene was fit, I would say Xhaka drop as well. Partey was right to be hooked off. So, yeah, you could play Jorginho at least for one half against Southampton. Holding, you know, not good enough. But again, it goes back to the same old issue. We did not do enough in the summer, never mind January, because it's all well and good saying these players should be dropped. Kivior ain't no better than Holding. Let's be real. Like, Kivior, at this moment in time, he may go on to be better than Holding, but right now he ain't that much better than Holding. You know, we ain't got no one at right back. And I even said it, and I don't think anyone pointed this out, but Maitland-Niles, I know Southampton are right at the bottom, they'll go down, blah, 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 blah. But if you're telling me that Maitland-Niles couldn't do a job in this team, the fact that he's done it when he was part of that FA Cup winning side of 2020 that got Arteta his one and only trophy, if you're saying he's not up for it, do you know what I'm saying? Getting rid of Guendouzi as well, another sackable offence. Do you know what I'm saying? And the list just keeps going on and on and on. Scrap the invertedness, go to a back four, like what Pep's done, because he's meant to be like the understudy, the apprentice to the master, yeah? Well, you're failing your apprenticeship, my friend. You are fully failing your apprenticeship if you still think this inverted bullshit is going to win us the league title. It ain't. Because, yeah, Tierney gave the ball away a few times, but after that, I think he was quite steady. But again, he still persists.
I agree.
He still persists with this invertedness. Football is a very simple game. I don't care if you're from the UK, the US, Australia, Japan, whatever, yeah? It's a very simple game. And wherever you play at whatever level, if you keep it simple, you get the right players in the right position, the right management, the right coaches, the right staff, all of that, it all fucking works. You don't need a team of superstars to be successful. Yeah. You need a proper manager and you need good enough players in each position that know their role and that can do their job to win you shit. If you're telling me that Real Madrid team is the best Real Madrid team I've ever seen, like, you need to go to fucking Specsavers, opticians, all of that shit, yeah? Because that's not the best Real Madrid team I've ever seen. But it's effective and they got a proper manager. They have the right mindset, mentality. That's another thing. Things that we lack, they have. And so do City at the moment as well. So it's as simple as that, boys. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Get that shit right and we will go places. But we haven't got it right for years. This has been coming. So until the fans change the mindset and point the fingers at this useless board, and then we can start putting a bit more pressure on the owners by not going to games and all that, and be like, 100 quid per game, you know, ramping up the season ticket prices. Fuck that, I ain't going. I ain't going until you show some fucking ambition. That's what needs to happen. That's the only way there's going to be change at this football club, because that was the only reason the Wenger was at that fucking door. He didn't leave. He got potted. Let's be real. He got potted. Yeah. And the only reason why is because the match-going fans and some others online as well were like, do you know what? I backed this guy, but enough's enough, innit? Enough is enough. And I think now we're at the point where enough is enough with this football club letting us down time and time and time again. I don't want to get my heart broken again. I've had enough. You've got to move on. It's better to leave a toxic relationship and be on your own for a little bit until you find a better one, a better suitor, than just stay in it thinking, well, I think I could leave, but this is the best that, you know, we can do. Like, you know, I'm comfortable here. Fuck all of that bullshit. Know your worth. Know your fucking worth. Keep the standards high.
Know your worth.
If I'm one of the very few that's going to keep the fucking standards high, and we win the league down the line, if we don't win it this season, Champions League, Europa League, whatever, yeah? Thank me later. Jay-Z settings. Thank me fucking later. I'm done. Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, no, 100%. And please, if you're new here, hit the old subscribe button. We're usually like unicorns here. We're always hugging and kissing. We're like Gabrielle and Antonio today, giving each other hugs, high fives, going off the pitch. You're great. That's a great comment, Natser. That's it. But today we're in fucking war zone. Fuck you, Natter. Fuck everyone. No,
well, fuck everyone, but like, yeah, some of the comments have been moving a bit mad. You need to. They need to raise their fucking standards. You know, you need to check yourself before you fucking wreck yourself. Reality, man. Back to life. Back to reality. Soul settings. A lot of people, a lot of these motherfuckers don't really have a soul. They need a soul. I've got too much soul to be put in a hole in this motherfucker. And I don't want to be sinking like this ship is fucking sinking. This is Titanic level settings, and people don't. I'm probably one of the very few that actually see that this ship is going down. This ship is going down. The only way it gets saved is the Saudis. Any owner with any kind of ambition, because the money will be there. The money won't be an issue. We need the right guy, the right person, the right individual with that mindset. The mindset is the key. The mind is the key to unlocking everything. And we don't have the keys right now to enter the elite level, period. That's why these cronkies want the Super League. And do you know what? Fans are only going to realise when it's too late. It is what it is. Been seeing this, been saying this.
Central, would you drop any of these players, what I was saying earlier on, like, you know, Saka, Partey, Martinelli, or like, you know, are we going to go with the same team against Southampton?
I think do a rotation, man. Give I think I got me thinking why Trossard's not getting why Trossard's not getting being in the starting 11. Like, we bought him from Brighton, he's mostly on the bench, but he's barely starting. It's like, what's the point? Like, Zinchenko, play him as a midfield. Yeah, play Zinchenko as a midfield. Play Tierney as a left back. I think, like, I don't think. Yeah, I dropped Saka, man. I think like I think he's burnt out. I think like him, Partey has been burnt out. I think like you can tell, like he's just like he looks completely tired and like beaten, you know. But yeah, like I don't. It's just like I'm sorry, I'm stumbling, but yeah, I think just play. Here's my starting 11 against Southampton. Ramsdale, Tierney, I say Gabriel. Give that Polish kid a game. Like, drop Rob Holding. He's a bit shaky. And then Gabriel, then White. Then you got the front, like, yeah, a 4-3-3, and you got like Zinchenko, Xhaka, and Zinchenko, Xhaka, I think, yeah, Jorginho, forgot, and then the front three is like this: Jesus, Trossard, and probably Reece Nelson.
Fair enough. You know, it's like the thing that I sort of confused about last week, the Liverpool game, Kiora, like, why the fuck did he come on and he didn't come on today? Like, you know, if he's fit, if he, like, you know, was he on the bench? You know, why did he not come on today? Why can he not put him in the centre? Because he can play in the centre left. Play him instead of Rob Holding, maybe. You know, I don't know. You know, TJ, was the starting 11 right for you?
Yeah, I thought it was right. I thought it was. The problem is that the players didn't show up. So, you know, what we had today was more than enough to beat West Ham, a West Ham team that just got absolutely piped by Newcastle 5-1 a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, it was just a gutless performance. We have no way of we have no way of dealing with adversity in this team. Period. End of story. Like, you know, I actually woke up and I saw the lineup today, and I was excited because, you know, not necessarily because you know, I don't want to see anybody injured. I have my problems with Zinchenko, but I don't want to see anybody injured. And I saw late last night that he might not play because he hadn't been training. He was doing a lot of recovery. That's fine. But, you know, once you started to, my big problem was once you started to see cracks in the lineup after we conceded, Saka holding on to the ball too long, Partey having an absolute shocker at CDM, Holding being Rob Holding, period. I can't stand him. And you know, and other than the goal from Odegaard and him absolutely disappearing after we faced a little bit of adversity, like it was just the in-game management and the lack of balls on this team after being you know, after running into any little bit of adversity. But you know, go back and answer your question, Del Boy. Yeah, I was excited. We had more than enough to beat this team. But another thing that you got to remember too here is that West Ham played a hell of a game today. For their standards, they played very, very well. And David Moyes managed the hell out of that game. Can't say the same for Arteta.
Yeah, no, look, that's it. Guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up there. I have to shoot off. I have to have a few more beers, then go out and play football with the young fella again and show him how it's done. You know what I mean? They call me the Dublin George Best. But anyway,
Put you in charge.
thanks a million for everyone for dropping by. If you're new, as it says, throw an L subscribe on it. It's free. Hit the L like button as well. And thanks to everyone at the panel that have come on. I really appreciate it. This show can't be done without you guys. But we've good news. We're back on Friday night for the exact same fan calling show. So all welcome. Come on along. We'll have an L natter and see how we go. Thanks everyone. Take care and God bless you all. Arsenal win next Friday.